Next one from White Knight. Which species makes better soldiers? Sligs, Interns, or Wolvarks?
So the interns were inspired by those of you who saw the original Dune, the Harkonnen, Baron Harkonnen, and on his homeworld, his assistants to make sure they didn't overhear or see anything that they shouldn't hear or see. They would have their ears sewn shut and have special glasses on or whatever that would just be presenting the reality they were supposed to see instead of one that the management didn't want them to see. It was just like, ugh, cruel, almost like creating eunuchs of anyone who was going to be serving princesses or queens, right? They didn't want them ever being tempted, so just castrate them. And I just thought that was so cruel. But so for the interns, it was more like they served the Vikers well because they weren't as heavy-handed, and they would be better around laboratories where like they shouldn't see much, they shouldn't know much, they shouldn't talk about much, they shouldn't hear much, they should just follow orders. So they wouldn't be the toughest for sure. The Sligs are powers and numbers, so it's kind of like the dumbest biker gang you could imagine. That would be like the Sligs, right? If they were on their own, they'd just be partying it up and going crazy and criminally involved, and have all that, but not super sophisticated, right? And so I'm just looking at things. And the Wolvarks, they weren't very intelligent, and they were ultimately inspired by inbreeding. Um, I don't want to show some of the photographs of what they were originally inspired by because it's actual people that were, like twins inbred. And but they were inspired by that. It was like there's a group of people that look a certain way because of incest, and you guys probably think like, where the hell is this? Why does this guy talk about this crazy stuff? We just want to know about the game. But these are the ideas of what inspires the characters and stuff. I was like, okay, so if there was kind of a race of inbreds, how would they behave? What do they look like? And we're actually modeling off of these faces of a couple of people that were brothers. And I was like, if we can capture that, the way the head's a little more shaped like cone, all these bizarre features. And we were trying to capture that in the Wolvarks. So they weren't super intelligent, but they were pretty badass, and they were more crocodile in origin in the DNA. So they were also just cold-blooded reptilians. So in the case of Sligs versus interns or Wolvarks, I'd say the Wolvarks have more muscle, um, and it would be tough to beat all the Wolvarks, is what I should say. And that's why for the Vikers and the Vikers would employ Wolvarks too. We just haven't seen that. I mean, I think everyone's capable of employing Wolvarks because they're very similar to the other groups, where these are family models, and the offspring are rented and leased into services of different powerful groups. But I'd have to give it to the Wolvarks, unless we conclude the big bro sligs. Then it's like I think the big bro sligs would have it.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that. Oddworld is truly odd. Um,